Hello everybody, this is Diamond Sodi from Canwings Consultants Private Limited. Welcome to my weekly YouTube session. This particular session will be focusing on the updates that are available for offshore nominations for Australia Skilled Migration. I do know that a lot of those of you who have either got the assessment done or are looking at initiating the process are trying to get information in bits and pieces about which state is currently open for nomination and which currently is not. So this is going to be a comprehensive review of the states in Australia with respect to offshore migration. So let me first begin with the state of New South Wales. Now, the New South Wales, like all states, they nominate for two different visa subclasses. One is subclass 190 and the other subclass 491. So as far as New South Wales is concerned, it is currently not open for offshore migrants. NSW is currently offering nominations under 190 to NSW residents only. Then we come down to 491 nominations. Now, the state of NSW has kind of outsourced the nomination, 491 nominations to 13 different RDAs. Therefore, what that means is that 13 different RDAs will have their own specific occupation lists. Of course, there is a one specific occupation list that has been finalized by the NSW, and depending on which occupation is in demand in a particular region, the RDAs curate their own occupation list. Some RDAs in NSW have already started with their nominations, while some RDAs are yet to begin the nomination process. And most RDAs that have started the nomination process have very categorically mentioned that although the NSW has very clearly stated that offshore migrants are eligible to apply for nomination under the 5-year criteria, but at this point of time, when they've just begun giving nominations, they are going to prioritize the onshore applicants. They're currently not taking applications from offshore migrants, but onshore applicants owing to the COVID pandemic. But in the month of April, they will be reviewing this. And that is the time when offshore migrants have a very fair chance to actually apply for NSW nominations. Now, please, before I get into the details of each RDA, I need to look at it this way. First, the state has already included offshore migrants in the list of criteria. Therefore, if the state of NSW had absolutely no intentions to issue nominations to offshore migrants for the financial year 2021, which ends on 30th of June this year, they could have very well skipped it. They could have very well said that no, we are not including the offshore 5-year experience criteria. We will only be giving nominations to those who lived in NSW or lived in Australia or whatever. So the very fact that offshore migrants criteria has been included in the list that they created very recently, list of criteria, is a testimony in itself that offshore migrants are going to get nominations from NSW. And when they opened up, some of the RDAs, when they opened up nominations and mentioned that currently we are only taking the nominations or giving nominations to onshore applicants, they've also mentioned the word prioritizing, that currently we are prioritizing onshore applications, which again goes on to validate that they are currently prioritizing onshore applications, which means that in due course of time, they will be coming down to accepting applications from offshore migrants as well. So it's very important that you pay close attention to this specific terminology that has been used by them. So the 13 RDAs for NSW I will talk about it one by one. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Central Coast. Central Coast is again, of course, not taking applications from offshore migrants at this time, and has stated on its website that in April, they'll be reviewing it. Then we come down to the region Central West. Central West is also currently not taking applications from offshore migrants. The region of Far South Coast is also currently not taking applications from offshore migrants. The region Far West is also currently not taking applications from offshore migrants, but will be reviewing this in the month of April. The region Hunter currently has not displayed any information about its nomination dates, so we are yet to hear from them. The region Illawarra has currently not displayed any information about the opening dates for nominations. The region Mid-North Coast is currently giving priority to those who are living in that region. The region Northern Inland is also currently not accepting applications from offshore migrants, but will be reviewing it in the month of April. The region Northern Rivers is currently accepting nominations for applicants whose criteria matches with stream 1 only. This is the region Orena, which is a very popular nomination destination for migrants, is also currently not accepting applications from offshore migrants. And the region Riverina is also currently not accepting applications from offshore migrants, but from all other streams. The region Southern Inland, which also includes Murray region, is also currently not offering nominations under 491 to offshore migrants, but will be reviewing in the month of April. And finally, the RDS Sydney will also be reviewing its criteria in the month of April. So that is the time when the offshore migrants have hope that their nomination applications will probably be accepted. Now we come down to the next state, that is the state of Queensland, what people popularly know this area by the city, that is Brisbane. So the Brisbane, or let's say the Queensland, is currently closed as far as the nomination is concerned, and they will not be opening up until the month of April this year, and the occupation list as well as the nomination criteria will be introduced in the month of April. Then we come down to Victoria, which has the most populous city of Australia, Melbourne, is currently only providing 190 and 491 nominations to those who have lived in the regions of Victoria. So as it is clear that some states are, it's not just that they're not giving nominations to offshore migrants at this time, rather they are not even giving nominations to those who are living in any state outside the particular region or the particular state. So it is not a lot, the way a lot of people say that, oh, you know, this is some sort of, I would say, they're against offshore migrants, they are not being fair to offshore migrants. So please look at it this way, that owing to the COVID pandemic, they are forced to look into just the regional applicants or people who've been living in the state or a particular region only. Once they're done with their nominations, they will come down to other applicants who are living in Australia and who are living offshore as well. So it's not any kind of discrimination the way you look at it. It's just that they want to do it. They want to run the nominations in a very phased manner. And the first phase is, of course, nominating those who are living in their regions, then people who are living in Australia, as well as those who are living offshore. The state of Western Australia, with its popular city Perth, is currently giving nominations to only those who are residing in Australia and not offshore applicants. The state of Canberra, the Australian Capital Territory, is currently not open to overseas applicants. So we cannot expect offshore nominations from ACT at this time. The state of Northern Territory, with its city Darwin, is currently closed to offshore applicants, and those who had already lodged their applications for nominations with the Northern Territory, their applications are currently on hold till the borders open up or the travel restrictions are eased. Tasmania is in fact the only state that has opened its nominations for both onshore as well as offshore applicants. They have introduced an exhaustive list of occupations, and a lot of people seem to be eligible under that list. Tasmania requires the applicants to lodge their EUI with the DHA under the skill select and indicate Tasmania, and they will be selecting the applicants and giving them invitations to apply for a nomination. Now finally we come down to talking about the most populous state, at least with the Indians, that is the state of South Australia, that has the city Adelaide. South Australia has in fact on the 8th of February opened up its nomination program and started to accept applications and introduced an expanded skilled migration program. And what I was really surprised to see was that their occupation list is so vast that you name any occupation and it's there. So South Australia probably is a state wherein most people are likely to be eligible for. However, South Australia is currently closed to offshore migrants, and it's currently giving nominations only to those who have resided in South Australia. And recently there was some sort of rumors, there's some sort of news about South Australia restricting its occupation list because a few occupations like external auditor, taxation accountant, management accountant, cook, motor mechanic were strangely seen as having been removed from their list. So South Australia has offered a clarification regarding this. It's not that they have removed the occupation. They are these occupations. They are looking at reviewing some of these occupations, and there's a fair possibility that they reintroduce these occupations in the list with some revised eligibility criteria. It is pretty evident that in the month of April, offshore migrants have a lot to look forward to. Those who are waiting for nominations, please do not look at it negatively that, oh, the nominations haven't opened for us. Now, we do not think Australia is ever going to open up nominations for offshore migrants. Please understand, Australia has made it very clear, first of all, for example, a state such as NSW by introducing offshore applicants criteria in their list. And those who are opening up the nominations right now and probably not opening up for offshore migrants are also making it very, very clear that currently we are prioritizing onshore applicants. And they will be, of course, coming down to offshore applicants soon. And therefore, those who've already got their skills assessment done, I think you need to get moving with your EUI and preparing the application for lodgement, since these applications will be taken up on a first come first serve basis. And once you get your positive skills assessment, there are major readjustments done to the point system depending on the deemed date for your work experience and so on. And those who are yet to initiate their process, I think if you do not start it now, if you want to linger it on further, you of course will be late for the nominations that are expected to open in April, but you are probably not going to be in time even for the nominations that open up in the month of July every year. Because please understand that it takes about 3 months for the skills assessments to be through, and you know how much time you've just got with you in terms of your documentation and everything if you're looking at being ready with an application for nomination. So I advise all of you to get started with your process, as this is the best time, and any time later than this will be too late. Please send us your CVs on canwings@gmail.com, that is CANWINGS@gmail.com, or you can call us on 78498. We will be providing you a free review of your eligibility, giving you an assessment report on that. And besides this, we will be very happy to also answer any case-specific queries or any concerns or questions that you may have regarding skill migration to Australia, and especially with respect to offshore nominations. So until next time, bye-bye and take care.